Yeah, so this place will become more and more beautiful, you guys, as we go along, but at the minute it's a bit dull and a bit dark, but we're okay. It's still nice outside. So yeah, Emily's having some noodles, just noodles.
And I'm having the pot noodles.
Which are basically just noodles all the way.
Yeah, they're both noodles, but they're both dehydrated.
Yeah. And now we've got Emily's stuff on. Here we go. Very simple, it's all we need. Bit of carbohydrates. Just go in. Yeah, that is really, really hot, Emily. Give it a minute. David's pot noodles is cooking up in there. We're just finding we're getting hit a little bit with midges, aren't we? A little bit. It's okay. We'll survive.
I was sick because I was in my hammock.
She was in her hammock.
She's the only one not going to be itching her head all night.
We have got enough food up here, guys. We could actually survive up here, I reckon, if we had to for like a week.
Packets of crisps.
We've got 12 packets of crisps, we've got meatballs, we've got, oh my goodness. I don't think Mum realised we actually had quite a bit of food already. But hey ho, oh ravioli. As Emily said, better to have more than not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the hammocks are the hit of this show, eh? This wild camp.
I can lay down in it, but sit up.
Yeah.
I'm switching around for the fork.
Emily's demolishing her lovely noodles cooked by Dad. Now, Emily quite likes it, but I think she's a bit dull, isn't she? You know, once she's painted white, she's got lights on the roof and got lovely walls and stuff, seats. She'll just be brilliant, but just now we're just going to have to rough it, eh guys? Just roughing it. Yeah, so David does not quite want this whole pot noodle, so I'm going to eat that, and I ate... Okay, it was only a couple of spoons, but hey-ho. And this little missus here is planning to have macaroni for breakfast!
Which one of you kids would have
Macaroni for breakfast.
Yours, David. David, I talked over yours.
Yeah. Man, we are in some mess tonight, eh? We are in some... I'll tell you, it's getting really hot in here with that one. So yeah, so I've just had David and Emily's leftovers, but I'm going to have some ravioli. Goodness sake, I thought she was bringing noodle cart out there. She'll never fit noodle cart in there, no. Come on. So Emily's got stuff to fiddle with, like.
It's this and my fidget spinner. The sunset.
This outside thing.
And they're gone again, people, look. They'll just live in the hammock action.
This outside pocket here isn't meant to be a pocket. It's actually this pocket in here.
I bet you guys are going to have a good sleep tonight.
And you might not.
I would probably put the fly sheets over as well, just in case there's any beasties hanging around at night, yeah. But, oh yeah, we're absolutely fine. So as you can see in like the bits, I mean that is a really sizable cupboard. That I think will just need some more shelves and maybe just higher. Maybe they worked okay, but maybe just a little bit higher to keep the food in. There's my little villa for tonight, look. That is lovely. It's actually, I'm just on 6 feet really, and that isn't 6 feet, so I can't actually stretch out. So I can, yeah, pretty much. And I
5'11.9".
or something, yeah. And I'll just lie diagonal across it, it'll be fine.
No! You're 1 centimetre off of 6 foot.
Look at this, they're quite happy. But I'm trying to get David to stop bouncing around, just in case. They're freaking me out.
If Emily
Just
swings,
nice and gentle.
when Emily swings, she hits off of me, and then I slap myself off.
You are literally swinging me.
Put stuff in here. Please remind me not to drive away in the lorry tomorrow until we've checked this shelves out, eh?
Okay.
But I think up in here, you get a lot of fishing boats are really good for this actually. They have some great ideas of how to keep all the stuff in and whatnot.
It's 8 o'clock.
Tons of room there.
Yeah, this is how the hammock is meant to be with the sticks through it.
Oh yeah, for the the fly
meant to
net.
be like this?
That's your fly net
How
job.
does someone actually sleep like this?
It's too much work.
All I do is have it like this and wrap myself up and sleep like this.
Yeah.
I just use my hand and just...
Right, so I'm going to zip down to the little barn there. It's called a barn, we're in Scotland, a barn, and give these a clean. And that's our toilet right there, you guys. Just use you see the white bag? That's all we use for that. Oh, but it's a lovely night tonight. And maybe you should have went the other way actually. This is pretty steep, look. Sure we'll survive. Ugh. Down we go. There we go, that's better. Yeah, I'm starting to feel the midges now. Isn't it just a lovely spot? And check it out. So nice, isn't it? Well, it's just coming down from the mountain, obviously not far away. Yeah, so nice and clean, look. Dandy. Don't use any washing up liquid or anything like that. Okay, you got perfect bit here. I'm sure some ravioli sauce won't go wrong. Yeah, so up there we are. It's a little climb up there, look. I was just saying, Mum looks after these kids. Look, we treat for them for tonight. Superb.
Okay, how much are in these in total? So
No way, yes!
5 each or something? They're just little
there's
bars.
10 bars.
Aren't they? Just little bars. Yes, we're slowly making sense of this now, I think. But I can't drive like this, obviously. But yeah, more shelves in there, I think. That'll be the ticket. Yeah, so what I'm thinking is you'll just see up top here, you see that line there, that's the flap that goes up, and then when you jack the cab up, the cab obviously comes up and goes over, but only to a certain point. So I'm really going to try and put an extra bed in here, which means we'd only have to take away that platform to let the cab tilt right up and come back down again. But we could also put walls up here at either side, and that gives us more cupboard space. That would mean we'd have a double bed and then a single, that's 3 people. And over here, we're actually going to raise this floor a bit so we can put the batteries inside. You know, so they're nice and safe, they can't be tampered with or whatever. So we're going to lift it up and we could have drawers coming out the bottom. But I think if we're going to have seats, they're obviously going to have to be welded in. If we're going to have seats, they really need to be rear facing. You know, so if we did have an accident, we had to hit the brakes really hard, then it's not a big problem, you know, the heads being thrown forward and stuff, you know. But yeah, all this bulkhead looks really good. You could actually just paint that. But the stuff's very, very heavy. You know, when you take all that out, that's a lot of wood. So what we're going to do is, for example, is take out, like so that there, and put in the really thin stuff all the way along like we have in the house. And that will look really, really nice, I think, you know. We're not even using that gas fire just in case, you know. It's like I said about the cooker as well. That's why we're using the big Highlander one instead. You know, it's lovely. You could paint that. You could make a retro one. It would look absolutely brilliant. I suppose we could actually get it gas tested, I suppose, couldn't we? Yeah, and of course over here would be kitchen area, you know. And I think we could just get everything in there. The sink, everything, you know. We could get a whole kit and caboodle. And that means the living area, you know, would be pretty much sorted for the 4 of us quite easily. You know, really quite easily. So from the caravan that we took apart, that's in now Emily's hay bale trailer, we've got the big windows, you know, the plastic ones. So this old ones can come out, these old glass heavy windows. We can put in the plastic stuff. So, you know, hopefully this will be raised up. And we're quite a bit off the ground here as it is. We have a lovely big window here. So if 2 people were sitting here, they can see outside really nicely. And we could also put a TV in there, couldn't we? Yeah? Take that bit off and put a big flat screen in there. That'd be awesome. The plan in here, of course, is primarily it's for hoses, you see. So as you can see, it's got 2 dividers that come across. And we'd probably just use the back one and the middle one and leave this area here. But we're also going to use it for, you know, moving stuff around that we need to move around that's big. You know, the back goes down like that. But what we're going to do is, me and David, and Emily, if she wants to, is we're going to put a winch in. We'd have to weld something up onto there so that the winches, I mean, it has got such an amazing hold. And the winch wire would need to go down that way, you see. And that means I could pull the motorbikes up, or quad bikes, up into here. Drive them up, actually, but a bit dodgy. And get them up. So what we're probably going to have is a door that opens in the way here, and we're going to put a tool chest right in the middle, and a toilet over there. Obviously, we all, you know, our plans change as we go along. You know yourselves, you get some sort of ideas and whatnot. But this is going to be it, eh? The horse lorry project, horse/wild camping lorry project.
What's a stroke mean?
It just means just as well. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure these kids will probably sleep in these hammocks every time we go away. If we've no horses with us.
It depends, because I don't know how it feels to actually fall asleep in one of these yet.
Yeah, I do.
Now,
Sammy.
in Scotland, I am not kidding you guys, these days there's rules and regulations for absolutely everything, and it's getting
If I
so
could
difficult,
change
isn't
the
it?
name of Scotland, I'd name it the Land of Rules and Regulations.
But surprisingly, when it comes to horses, horses can go just about anywhere.
And there's
Any
no
lakes,
regulations
rivers,
against it.
yeah. So we're hoping that in the future we'll want to take the horses across the sky with us, because there's beautiful beaches across there and lovely mountains and areas and stuff like that. And as long as we make this snug as a bug for them, it'll be brilliant. Right, so let's grab a coffee before we go back outside. That's not really working properly. I'm having to kind of press it for it to whistle. Like, just getting old. Just like me. Yeah, so let me take you outside and give you a bit of an idea of what we're going to be doing with the lorry as well. The inside is fairly straightforward in a way. You know, apart from getting that 2 seats in, I'm going to have to find out the regulations for that, and you know, there's a few things I'll have to look into there. But one of the things we want to do is weight save, which means taking out all those big wooden seats, you know, get rid of all them and that. We'll maybe leave that in just now, because it's very handy. But those doors are very heavy, and I've been told that, you know, you can use cargo nets, which are actually safer for the horses, so we'll have a look at that. But as you can see under the lorry, guys, look, see this great space that we've got. And the chassis is very high up off the road, but look at the axles. They are very low to the road, as you'll see the bottom of the diff just over there in the shadows. But in these side pod areas, you can get cradles, or you can even make cradles, and it's all kitted out ready for you to put in whatever you want. And obviously one of the big things I'd like to put under there is a spare wheel. That would be absolutely brilliant to get it out the back of there. These side rails are very heavy. I mean, I'd struggle to lift that, and that's very heavy as well. So you can see the amount of stuff we'll take off to save weight. When we put it all back on, hopefully it'll kind of equal itself out. We'll just have to wait and see. But basically under here, look, we've just got the air tanks at the front, but there's not a whole lot we can do about that. Probably better just leaving that where it is. This will come out, and you get ladders that come out this way and then they drop down, and you can walk up and away you go, so that's great. And that means there'll still be space under there, and with the aluminium side rails are very light. You can make them go down, I think, a little bit further than that, you know, but the uprights we can put in the place we want to, so we can fit in these big plastic toolboxes you get. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. Probably change these out to BF Goodrich, because we do go in and out of fields and stuff like that, you know, and I think BF Goodriches for this one would be absolutely brilliant, actually. And the back wise, you know, I'm really wanting to actually mount the spare wheels up on the back, you know, like a bit like obviously a big wild camper really. The wheels are a bit small though, you know, it might just not look quite right, but I'd love to get 2 of them up on there. You know, I'd maybe use Land Rovers, you get these swing bars, you can get the wheels on and off. Because I think I'd much rather be lifting the wheel up onto here than trying to get it stuffed away underside the lorry. So obviously the inside's all going to be kitted out with lights and all that sort of stuff, but I'd love to put a bar up the top there with orange lights, maybe LED ones that flash, so if we stop at the side of the road. Maybe the 240 volt floodlights as well coming out, so that when the generator's on, which we've already got, we'll have that. And it'd be great to get an awning on the side of here. You'll see these two, look. That 2 bits there are for the hossies. But we could get an awning quite easily coming out and down away from there for the hossies and basically whatever else we're doing really. The other side's a little different. Obviously, I don't really want to have a spare wheel at this side, because if we have to stop at the side of the road, you know, that's where we'll be. I'm not a huge fan of that at all. So basically this side would have to be more your generator. And again, we can get I'd maybe leave the one metal that's close to the fuel tank. So this. I'd stop as soon as I turn the camera around. So yeah, it's actually, get rid of this. I do fancy keeping just a steel section here for the fuel tank though. I think that'd be a very good idea. You know, we could actually weld in struts that go that way as well to really try and protect the fuel tank as much as we can. But yeah, it'd be great to get the battery box up in here under the seats, That's obviously where my bed is at the moment. You know, to get them up in here, out of the way, and that would mean we could shift the fuel tank even further forward. And hopefully we'll see, it's all they are, look. Get up nice and close. These cradles. And they've got this kind of strap. You can make these yourself actually. But the cradle's got those straps, look, that's all you do. And if I could have something like that for the generator, that would be great, just in here. And the hope is that we can hinge this, so we can lift it up and maybe roll the generator out. Because really, I think if we need the generator, we will be in a wild camping spot. But yeah, they were built a bit more for economy, these things, you know. 4.6 litre engine's not really that big. She's got plenty of power, but you know, not as much as like, I think the other one's like a 5.3 litre or something like that, I can't remember. But yeah, and she should look really good. So she doesn't look like much just now, but she will. That carb's going red, and then we'll have the strip bull bars across the front like that. And then the bull bar will come up and go round and down like that. How cool will that look? Or we could make it come out like that. That's what a lot of the lorries seem to have. And then come back in again. And then have the lights, you know, up above. But we'll just see. I normally make up stuff like that as I go along, really, you know. But a set of bull bars would make that thing look really, really nice, I think, you know. We could cut that man piece out at the front there, as you see. That's obviously the make of the lorry. And if we could try and keep all that together, I could put a wire grid on the back of there and then put the man back on again. That would look pretty cool, I would have thought, eh? And we're thinking about a winch for the front. It's very difficult to find a... I mean, the shaft is right there, really. And I suppose I maybe have to get that done professionally, though. That's maybe not something I should try myself. But a winch on the front would be aces. It really would. We've had her stuck before, but having a winch would just... So we'll just have to wait and see. There must be a way that we can do it, eh? And these are the smaller wheels. Everything's kind of economy, remember. You know, these are for sort of running around the town doing deliveries. That's what they're sort of really built for. So, you know, you get even bigger wheels for her and things like that. But, you know, maybe it's just better leaving well enough alone with that, you know. So you get the air box. I can't really do much for that at the minute. But the battery box we can. If we could shift the fuel tank down, that would be great. Because the other thing we're going to have to think of is weight distribution. So if we could get the spare wheels up on the back, which I'd absolutely prefer, that really gives us this whole bit in here where I can put in multiple lockers. And I know you get big lockers, that means you don't need this anymore, and you can get them on. I've seen these plastic ones, you know, the hard plastic ones, and I think that's going to be a lot better. Saving weight for a start again, you know. But in there we'd have all our stuff, you know, for the jacks. Obviously it's a big jack for this one. And we've got, you know, there's a lot of different bits and pieces I'd like to have, like axle stands, if we ever had to change these wheels. A compressor would be really good, so we could use an air gun to do all this sort of stuff, you know. Because obviously we've got the air system anyway. Apparently you can just tie into it, so, you know, I don't know, we'll have to look into that as well. You get these lovely hubs that go on here as well, big silver hubs. Wheels are going to be silver, maybe we'll do the hubs red, same colour as the carb. All these parts are still available. You can still get these, they're not that expensive. And maybe, you know, do it bit by bit. You know, get these back to their lovely sort of original black, you know. But paint this anyway, this is quite a... Ah, that's a metal bumper, that one. That's plastic around the sides. So we can get all that painted too. I don't want to go overboard, but it'd be nice to have the big lights on top, you know, like a lot of the lorries have. Maybe a Scottish flag in the back there, you know, that would be really nice, I think. But you know yourself, guys, we'll push on and see what we can do, eh? I think she should look aces.
Hi.
Hey, baby boy!
Just because window's so big I can hang out.
I know, I can see that, my boy.
Eh?
Up quite high there, look. So see, we've got a big window on there. You know, you imagine being away up in the mountain and waking up in the morning, having your breakfast, looking out that window. You wouldn't care if it was raining that day, that'd be lovely. So yeah, so that's the thoughts so far, and yeah, I'm totally sold about putting the generator under there actually, that would be great. Keep talking about, you know, putting in another fuel tank, but I don't think we'd need that. It'd be a heck of a lot of weight again to be carrying, you know. But yeah, weight distribution. because you'll see the lorry is quite low and it's quite top heavy like that, you know. So when it comes to anything we do, like water tanks for example, if we ever put that on, they'd have to be low. It'd be easy to fit them up high because it'd be gravity fed, but no, I think we'd have to do that with pumps or something. But the weight distribution is important. You know, if you've got a full tank of fuel on this side and you've got your generator on this side and other heavy stuff, and then you've got your tool chest over on the right hand side, that is a lot of weight on one side of the lorry. The way we're going to have to do it is put the tool chest right in the middle against that back wall and have the winch above it to pull the motorbikes up in and out of here. It wouldn't need a big one. A ton winch would be fine. Most, you know, the bikes weigh like a quarter of a ton, so I like to quadruple it. And put in a ton one, that would be pretty good, I think. But weight distribution is really, really important. And inside the cab, you know, it's easy to get seats covered. Even seat covers we could put on. I'm thinking about trying to get a fourth seat in, but I really don't think you can, not with the gear stick where it is. But getting these covered, changing that door covers there, that's really easy as well. You know, can change all the fabric. I bet you there's paint we can get for the dashboard. I'm sure there'll be something like that. But one of the issues we've got is that she's actually 24 volt in here. And we just put in the power inverter, which is a 12 volt one, and it just wouldn't work obviously. So what we're going to have to do is get one or two of the things in here reduced from 24 volt to 12. And you can buy them, they're just little converters. And that'll make life a lot easier for us. Yeah, some inverters give you 12 and 24 volt, this one's only 12. This is one's out the Land Rover. I'll maybe put this one back to the Land Rover actually, or maybe get a similar one. It does say, what does it say again, how much? Somebody said, you know, it's advertised as being 6,000 watts or something like that. It won't run a 400 watt grinder, that thing, you know. But it does do things like, you know, you're charging your phones and, you know, heat pads, fans even, you know, if that's what you wanted. You've got those big sockets on the side as well, so you could probably get another couple of USBs in there. And I think that's what we'll get. You know, maybe mount that somehow. Even there would be good, but it's just the feet. We'll just figure out as we go along. See what looks good. And obviously, I'll have to try and find one of them to go over that. It's really annoying. But you've got all these spare ports. Look for all the different lights we're talking about. We pretty much control everything from here, all the different things that we've got. But yeah, I don't want to go too far with it. I wanted to keep it a bit standard, so, you know, so she's a classic. You know, I want to keep her. She's 24 years old. I want to keep her for a long time, you know, and she'll just look great. Like they've even got, like, I could even put electric windows into this thing. Look, they've even left them, but she doesn't have electric windows, and I really don't care, to be frank. But yeah, she's just cracking, and you're up a lovely height. Really, really lovely height. Just great. Don't know if you can hear David and Emily screeching and screaming. Yeah, so, and in a lot of ways, this vehicle is a bit simpler than the Land Rover, actually. You know, the Land Rover and four-wheel drive and all the electrics and all sorts of stuff. This thing's actually a bit simpler, but obviously with the 24 volt, we'll have to reduce down a lot of these different things so that we can get the job done, you know. But a lovely, lovely thing to drive, I'm telling you. Really, really impressed. Very impressed with that. Yeah, and of course, you know, guys, the other thing is, you know, I really want to be, especially, you know, like a journey like this, just like the Land Rover, I'd like to have oil, coolant, gear oil, radiator weld, puncture repair kits, you know what I mean, all the stuff. With this, I'd like to keep the fan belts, keep a couple of them, window wipers, which we actually have as well, actually. All those pipes and tubes in there, you know, so we can do tube repairs. There's obviously an air system repair you must get, you know, if you're in a problem with the air system, and that would be great. But the jacks, just absolutely, and I mean everything, you know what I mean, that's actually needed. Oh yeah, look at the space under there. You could sleep under there. I could put David in his hammock under there and sleep. But no, hopefully we'll have like maybe one or two, maybe a small one and then a big one, the big tool case in there for all the bits and pieces, tie straps and, you know, just whatever else we're going to use. I just don't think there's much we can do with the air tanks. I think they've just got to stay where they are. They're not large, but I don't think there's much we can do about that. It'd be nice to take them up inside. That would be underneath the kitchen area, but maybe that's not a good idea. So I think with that one, maybe leave well enough alone. Maybe we'll put something in the front there just to hide it a little bit. And there's a new carb tilt mechanism. Look that me and David fitted, is looking good. What are you lot up to?
No way!
Still in the hammocks, like. Bye!